Okay. In the case of basic bases, in this situation, we're going to make a basic nut milk. We're going to use cashews, almonds, hemp seed, and really this will make the base itself, but I'm actually going to make a smoothie using the base from these nuts. I'm going to add this Pristine Ultra Tocos. It's basically a tocopherol. This one's made from whole rice bran. It's really rich in vitamin E. Says 100 to 1,000 times more antioxidant potential than vitamin E itself. It says it's really good to mix with cacao butter, but I'm going to mix it with this cacao, which is powder. This is the brown chocolate. What they're talking about, cacao butter. Let's see if I got some. This is cacao butter, and it is pure white chocolate. No, that's not bad. It's just the way it reformed, because it can go liquid at heat and it will reform back to basically, I mean, it's quite hard. Anyways, that's cacao butter. That is extracted from the cacao bean, and that's what you can make white chocolate out of. It is an oil, super, super yum. Helps you set up desserts. We'll go over that later. Alright, one of the flavor profiles I like is cinnamon. It's really good if you're going to use with sweeteners, because it kind of helps balance that glycemic index and stave off insulin spikes. And the sweetener we're going to use is raw honey, and I like this sweetener because it's natural, unprocessed, except for what bees do to it, which is really amazing for you. It's got a lot of minerals, and if you eat this stuff locally and you have an allergy problem, something like this in your system will help you basically build up a tolerance to the local pollen that was used when the bees manufactured this lovely food. This is raw honey. If you can see that creamy goodness on the side, it is basically raw. I mean, there's different colors in here. You'll see a little bit of brown. That's because I like to dip when I do chocolate. But that creamy stuff, that just hasn't set up yet. I mean, this is like raw, folks. It's pretty yum. Okay. And then another profile I like is to use vanilla. And I've made this before earlier today. It was super yum. But I did not put the chocolate. I'm going to do that today. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do is chia. Let's get some chia. Chia seed. This, if you put more chia seed in, you can get a pudding out of this. And it kind of mimics like a tapioca pudding. It's delish. We're just going to do a few. It's just really good to help with digestion. It kind of moves all that nastiness out of your colon because it kind of sweeps it out. And they're really cool looking. I think you've probably seen these before, Mark. Let's see, they are little seeds. Really cool. But when you mix them with liquid, they turn kind of gelatinous. Alright, so I'm going to pass this off to Eric. And we're going to start with our nut milk base. I forgot to grab that. You're going to need one of these. And a bowl of some sort, just to kind of catch your ingredients. Alright, I kind of like to just do it by look. I mean, I don't really measure. So I'm going to make a pretty decent sized one. The cups on your blender guy are not going to be the same measured cups that you would like with a measuring cup. So I'm going to go with about 4 blender cups. And then I'm going to measure these for you, but I don't really measure much. I just kind of do it. So for this amount, I would say we need at least a cup and a half. So let's just do a half cup of each. This is a cashew. Right? And if it looks like we need more after we get all 3 of these half cups in, then I'll put one. This is the almonds. And again, Mark, I know you're allergic to nuts, but something like this Toco, pretty sure it has protein in it because this was made with whole rice bran, which, as you probably know, has got protein. Most foods do. But it actually is what's going to make it super creamy, like really creamy. And then hemp seeds. Hemp seeds make everything creamy too. If you really want, here's the thing about this. I'm using kind of like a really fine colander strainer thingy. And you're going to get a little sediment. So if you don't want any sediment at all, get like a nut milk bag. It's like a really fine, kind of a cheesecloth, but a really fine mesh. Okay, so there's that. And this is unflavored. This is just going to be the nut milk base. You're going to want to blend this for, you know, maybe 30 to 40 seconds or so. Let it go. White milk, like straight up. So that's, you know, good enough. But just to illustrate, I mean, it's I mean, look how frothy. Like that's like milk, like already. And oops. Let's not make a mess. Show them kind of like the top side of it. So you can see like all the sediment that's being caught. Kind of makes a little bit of a mess. And as one side kind of gets heavy, I kind of start to just turn it around. And this just makes it go quicker. Alright. I just kind of rinse this out with a little water. And then you'll take this guy, get the rest of that goodness. You know, in a perfect world, I would save this, Mark, and, you know, make something dehydrated or squish it down through this juicer and kind of make like a powder out of it, and then you can make like baked goods. But, I mean, this is sad, but I'm just going to go, boop. Clean that up really quick. I mean, and when you're not using animal products too, Mark, it's so easy to clean up because you don't really ever have to use soap. So long as you get it right away, I mean,